Welcome to our tutorial series on Alice programming. Today, we'll explore the magical world of 3D programming with Alice. Alice is a free, open source programming language developed by Carnegie Mellon University. It's designed for beginners, educators, and professionals alike. You can create stunning 3D animations, games, and interactive stories. So to begin with, go type alice.org on the URL search bar, and this is where you land up. All right. So there's an option called Get Alice. All right. So if you can scroll down, there's the latest version called Alice 3. You can get it. So there's actually three types, like whichever your operating system is based on. So download it based on that. So mine was Mac, so I chose this one. If yours is Windows or Linux, please choose accordingly. All right. After downloading and installing the same, you will get a small icon like this in your desktop. Okay, and please do click on the same. Well, this is how it appears at the beginning. All right, you have a lot of blank states, like you can choose grass, sea floor, moon, Mars, and there's yet more. All right, and for starters, there are many others too with a very stunning kind of environment like Amazon forests or cloud forest, India as a background theme. So there's a lot of the options, but we will explore it briefly maybe later. And my project is the place where all your projects will be saved. Okay, and your recent projects would be saved here, and your file system can be explored from here. So I go back to the blank states and choose one of the backgrounds. Say I would like to choose grass now. So let's just click on that and click on OK. All right, it is taking a little time to load. Well, now this is how it appears. So before we actually explain the whole environment, I'd like to go back to the setup scene. We really need some kind of properties to interact with, right? So go to the setup scene, click on that. All right. So this is where all classes are right here. So byte classes are nothing but human kind of structures, maybe man, woman, child, etc. Flyer classes would be something like birds. Prop classes are like buildings, temples, and other things. Quadruped classes are like dogs, bears, elephants, those are that. And slitherer classes are like snakes, which you can compare to. And swimmer classes are fishes like structures. And transport classes, obviously, yes, ship, airplane, and cars. Okay, now let's go to the byte classes. You can choose any of the characters which you see in here. As a beginner session, let's go with new Alice. Okay, maybe I'll just choose Alice from Carnegie Mellon University itself. So maybe you can name your character as anything. So I just call it as Little Alice and say OK. And I'm going to place in here. See, you can place it as XY axis. So I'm just placing it here. Okay. And I'm going back to all classes and I need some props to interact with. Let's create a story where Alice is going to the castle, okay, and she's going with a ticket, and this particular security officer is going to let her in. So maybe I just need a castle, right? So let's see if there is castle. There are many options which you can try. I'm just looking for the specific one which I mentioned now. So we definitely need a castle gate. I just cancel it. So I'm just going to pick it like this. Okay, and I'm going to place it a little bit far, far smaller. Okay, so if you go and place it a little bit backward, it gets smaller. So it's just naming it as Castle Gate. So I'll go with that itself and say okay. Okay, so our Castle Gate is here. Oops, I'll click on the Castle Gate and keep it a little bit on the center, maybe. All right, now we need castle walls. Okay, here we go. There is castle walls. Okay, I'll just go with the default one. Okay, and I place it next to the gate itself. Okay, and there is castle wall. Maybe I'll put it as castle wall 1. Okay, okay, and I say I keep it next to this so that it looks it is joined. Okay, a little more. Okay, now we need castle wall 2, so I'll put the same one a little bit next to the left side of the castle gate, and I say castle wall 2, that's good, okay, and I click on OK. Well, this looks perfectly fine. All right. Now we need a security guard which stands by the castle gates, right? We go back to all classes and click on Bipe classes. Say we'll click on this so that we get a elder man, and we need a male, okay? And maybe a security officer would be dressed in this way. Well, this should be fine. Okay. Okay. Elder person, instead of elder person, let's say it is security person. Okay, be very explicit in giving your name so that way it is very distinct enough to categorize. Maybe we'll place this man in here. Since he's a little bit farther, we'll actually like as you see, the more you go back, the smaller the person is, right? So let him be here. Okay, a little more there. Okay, perfect. Well, that's nice. So these are the properties which we are going to interact with. We have castle walls, gate, Alice, and as a security person. Now, after creating a scene like this, you can go back and edit the code. I'll tell you what it is. So click on edit code. Yeah. So this is how it appears like. The right side is the place where all your programming can be done. That's the workspace. Okay. And towards the left side is where all your functions all will appear, where you can drag and drop. So you can just take like this and drag and drop here in the workspace. Okay. And this is where the drop down menu, which has all the properties which you want to interact with. Each time you want to interact, or if you want to code the something based on the castle or Alice or security person, you can choose from here and then give your functions based on that. Okay, I chose someone by mistake, sorry. So I'm just going to choose Alice this time. Okay, all right, I'm just going to choose Alice. From Alice perspective, what are we going to do? So that is what we're going to look in here. So I just say Alice is going to turn left. Okay, she must be turning left from here. So I just put drag from the functions and I just put it here and I say she wants to turn left. Okay, and you can just say how much of amount she wants to turn. Although you can actually select the numbers, decimal numbers from here. I'm just going to put a custom decimal number like maybe zero point 0.4. That much should be enough to walk towards the castle. Okay, so I just click on OK. Let's see what it looks like. So I'll just run. Okay, she's turning perfectly. That's nice. Now the next step is that she needs to go from here to the castle entrance, right? So what I choose is that there is a procedure called move towards. Okay, so we'll click on that and drag and drop here. And what is your target? Your target is towards the adult person or the security person, right? So, like to what amount should she walk? I mean, so there is a point at which you can decide how much she should walk or what is the duration, which all can be done. So I would just say my custom decimal number is like maybe 11 or something, or you can just try out other numbers as well and say okay. All right. And what is add detail? This is the place where you can actually give animation style or even duration. So if you just give 0, let's see what happens. Okay, and I run the code now. Oh, it looks like she's jumping from here to here. That shouldn't be the case, right? And she is also a little bit far away from the security guard. So this way you can actually change this. That is, the amount could be, the decimal number could be given as maybe 13. So in that way that could be solved. Okay, and the duration maybe to, let she take 1 second or maybe 2 seconds to walk that part. All right, and any other details? No, that's fine. And let's see. Okay, she's turning. She's going to the security guard in 2 seconds. And I think she's still far enough from the security guard to have a talk, right? So maybe we'll just have like 15. Okay, that should be fine, I guess. All right, so I'm just not running the code, but we'll see it later. Now, from the adult's perspective, that is the security person's perspective, we are just going to choose him. And the security need to ask a question like, what could be the question? So I'll just say custom text string. Okay, and what do you want to ask her? Hello, dear, have you purchased the entry ticket to the castle? So, hello, dear, have you purchased the entry ticket to the castle? Okay, you can shorten the question, it is okay. All right, so I'm just going to put a detail, maybe duration. You can put that message maybe for 1 second so that in that way you can read the whole question. Okay, so as a return, from Alice's perspective, we are just going to choose little Alice. Okay, she's going to say, yes, this is my ticket. So custom text string and say, yes, this is my ticket. Okay, and click on OK. Let's see how this runs. Okay, click on run. Okay, fine. Well, now that looks good, right? You've seen the question and she's answering it too, right? Maybe there is also an option called camera. Okay, if you choose camera, there are many options where you can uh, look into camera's perspective. Just think this as the camera as a director. Like a director would be looking at a camera where he can see where he can see all the scenes behind him, right? So what do we do is that we can give many other options, but what I choose here is that move towards. So there is an option called move toward. Okay, I'm just going to put it here and I'll put my target as maybe this time as Alice and say, uh, okay, I'll just put custom decimal number as 6. Let's see what happens. So the whole setup, since being like this, is going to change from one angle to different angle. So this is how it looks like. Can we run it? Yes. Okay, she's turning, going to the security. Security is asking the ticket and she has got the ticket and it is going, the angle is changed. But let's say we want this particular camera to be before the dialogues itself. Okay, so we can do that as well. Yeah, okay, so let's just run now. Okay, now the angle should be changed. All right, it was just below the other one, but it is okay, fine. So this is the brief tutorial which I would like to cover in the first session. Moving forward, we will look into other perspectives and parameters as well. Hope you enjoyed the session. Thank you. Stay tuned.